Before we kick off with this review, just letting you know that this is an educational channel only. I do not sell any vaping products, and if you're under the ages of 18 or 21, please don't continue watching this content. Now we've got that aside, let's get down to the review. Today we're going to be looking at the Crown Minimal by Monarchy, their newest RBA. It's a miniature version of the Crown, which we've already done a review on. We've done the Nippon RBA, and we've also done the BMM edition of the Crown, and this is the minimal version. So very excited to try this out and see what it's like. So let's go down, unbox it, check what's inside, and as always we'll share pros, cons, and give it a rating. So this is the packaging that the Crown Minimal by Monarchy comes in. Let's unbox it and check what's inside. You get a bag with some spare grub screws and O-rings, as well as the airflow pin. So you've got a 2mm, 2.5 and a 3.0. So you've got enough airflow for there, and then also you'll get the 3.5 that's installed in the RBA. Now the Crown Minimal, this is it here, absolutely gorgeous. It's very simple looking in this one. Now there are different versions of this, just like Monarchy always does with their RBAs. There's different designs, but this is the most simple looking one, which I think looks beautiful and clean. Loving it, love the detail in the front there, as you can see. Look at that detail, it's absolutely stunning. Now with this, it's made of stainless steel, 316 stainless steel. It's very simple. Of course, we did the review on the Crown, so the bigger version of this, but this is the more condensed and smaller version of the Crown. Now up here on your chimney, it just pulls out. It's connected on by an O-ring, as you can see. I think it's 3mm that's the diameter in here, but yeah, massive, it's huge. And then we've got this little crown that comes off, so you can get customizable little crowns, gold plated ones and other editions of this, and install it on here. It's just held on by an O-ring. I like that little touch because you can customize this. At the bottom you've got your pin, is like I said, the 3.5 pre-installed one. Threaded at the bottom down there, peak insulator. We will take it apart and I'll show you. So top of that comes off, so the chamber, in she goes there. You can see it, you can see that lining in there. The machining in this is brilliant, really well done. There is more wider from the front part, narrower on the back. It's just the shape of this deck, as you can see, the shape. But yeah, just make sure that you've got it on the correct way. Take this off. We'll look at this after, once we need to put it back on, but there's not much to it apart from massive wick ports here. So your cotton's just going to sit there, huge, nice and big. Right, deck, let's take a look. So we've got grub screws there. These are the hex grub screws that we've got with this. Your peak insulators in there as well. So you've got peak there, peak insulator in here. Yeah, very simple. It's literally just a smaller version of the original Crown. Now this pin comes out. You can just use your fingers. You don't need to screw it out with anything. Just unscrew it out. Now the insert, the peak insert, will come out. So just make sure you set that aside and don't get that lost, because then you run into a bit of bother. But it comes out like that. There's nothing more to it. I mean, this post does come out, so that comes off completely. Then you're left with that part. So this post does come off. The peak insulator does come off as well. So in this case, when you've got it off, give it a little clean. Just keeps things nice and tidy. And then of course, put it back on the way it should go. Clips on like that. It's very easy to get in there, but just make sure it's installed correctly and pushed down. Now get it back onto the deck. This is what it looks like without the post. So very simple. But love the fact that you can take this completely apart to give it a good old deep clean. You just push it down in there and it goes with this airflow pin as well. Screw that in and don't do what I just did there. Get your peak insulator other way around. There we go. Pop that in and give it a reverse thread and it should thread in nicely. There we go. Threading in. There we go. Then of course you give it a good tighten. If you want to be extra tight with this, ceramic tweezers, give it a little tighten, and that's it. Should do the trick. But yeah, there's nothing more to it about the deck. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a build in this. Get it onto your build tab, whatever one you're going to use. So we'll get it onto my SVB Mods build tab by Nigel Moxon. Lovely build tab this. We're going to make sure this is down at 10 watts because we always pulse at a low wattage. Now I am going to use a PMC OG spec coil. I've already used this, but I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to use this for the video and just reinstall it pretty much. That's all I'm going to do. Now it's very simple for this build. Of course, you've got your grub screws, unscrew those. Now when you do build this, just make sure it's nice and flush once you trim away those ends of the coil. So get your coil. I'm going to use the same one I have been using, the OG spec coil. Stick that in there. And all you need to do is screw this down and snip your legs off when you put your new coil in. So once you have screwed down your coils, cut off the legs of course and then position it. I mean that's where I've been positioning it and I've had no issues with it at all. It's working well. Height wise, perfect for me, got no issues there. Now what I like about this is there's a little dip where you cut the legs. You see that little dip in there? I like that Yasex put that in there because it's easier to get your snips in there and snip off the legs, and also it gives you a little bit of room to, you know, if you've got a couple of strands of the coil or something, you've got a bit of the coil sitting there, at least you know you've got a little bit of room there to work with. So that's great. Perfect on that one. Like that little touch on there. But yeah, been positioning the coil like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pulse this up, and I have obviously used a coil I've used already before, so it shouldn't be an issue in terms of hotspots. There might be a few, but we'll of course check these out. You don't necessarily need to go complete low wattage because yeah, the coil's been used already, but it's nice to start at low wattage and introduce the heat again to it. No hot spots, looking good. We'll let that cool down and then we'll get it all wicked up. So we've got a bit of Maviton here. This is all you pretty much need. No issues there. Get that in and give that a little twist at the end. And now feed that through. Get that in there. And that should do. Get your top cap on now, so make sure it's facing the right way. Then we're going to snip this off, so get that in there, get that down, and then we're just going to snip that off. And this side. Now I can use this other bit for another build later on, even in this. That's all you pretty much need. Yeah, we're just going to snip these off. Don't worry, we're going to tidy it. I know it's jammed at the bottom there, but we're going to tidy all this up, get it fluffed up and snip a little bit on the inside. We might not need to touch too much on this side because there's nothing really going on for it. There's not much in this side, so I think we're going to leave this as is. I think that'll be absolutely fine. But this side, we're definitely going to trim some off at the bottom there and just make sure that we get that because yeah, it looks messy. Give that a little trim. Just want to make sure this is nice and fluffy there. Just going to snip the tops. And on this side, just to top a little bit. And that should do the trick. That should be more than enough cotton for you. So hopefully we shouldn't have any issues. I might trim a little bit more off of this. There we go. And there we go. I know it looks like they've barely put any cotton in, but that's all you need with Maviton, because honestly, it goes a far way. It really does. Now, juice-wise, we are going to use some of Omerta's Pistachio Muffin, which is a gorgeous e-liquid. Love this stuff. It's beautiful. So we're just going to drip and pulse. Drip, pulse, drip, pulse, drip, pulse. It's already crackling. Can you hear that? Sounds awesome. Sounds amazing. Now that we've juiced it up a little, let's get this on. So we're just going to get this back on there. And as I'm getting that on, I want to make sure that the cotton is not in the way of this. I've been pushed down. Just check the other side. Do the same. Make sure it's out the way. And then push down. That's all you have to do. Just like that. Push down and it's looking good. So now that we've got this all connected up, it's firing away nicely. It sounds awesome. So we're just going to get this into its tank and do its thing. We're going to be using the Compass tank by Early Bird. So all we need to do is take this glass off. Take this off at the bottom as well, just to be safe and have room. Pop that in there. Now I will say it does rotate round depending on which flush nut and drip tip you use in the mod. So just make sure you don't over tighten this, because otherwise it will slant to the side once it's in there. But pop that in. Get this tank back on. And the crown's coming off. Better get that crown back on. There we go. You can see that I've not put it on properly at the back, so I'm just going to stick that on like that. And there we go. That's it on. Right, now time to juice this up. Get that pistachio in there. Let it do its thing. And that should be more than enough for now. Halfway almost. Or just about. And you can give that a little wipe. Get all that excess off. Always good to have one of these microfiber cloths. They come in handy. Trust me. Right. That's that done. Now I'm going to get the bottom plate on, which is connected by magnets. And that looks pretty awesome to me. That looks good. We're going to stick it into the Borat. Got nice custom buttons there from Tom from Beardy Brews. Absolute legend. Right, pop this in, and that goes like that. This panel can go back on while we've got it here. Get that on there. There we go. Drip tip, stick that on. And it's firing away. So I think we've pretty much covered it. We've put a build in. Look through it. So let's go up, vape on it, share pros, cons, and give it a rating. So we've now unboxed the Minimal by Monarchy. Let's give this a rip and see how we get on. Absolutely gorgeous. Always impressed with Monarchy's detail. Honestly, attention to detail with their products is spot on. They're really clean, classy, and awesome. Here we go. There we go. That's at 31 watts. I'm going to put it up to 33 watts now and see how it goes. Cons, there is no cons with this. I genuinely can't find anything. I always try and find something, but I'm not going to say there's something wrong with it or point out something when there's not an issue there at all. So I'm going to move on to the pros, because this is just a beautiful, beautiful RBA. Easy to build on. It's stunning. It's beautifully made. The designing of it and everything is stunning. But the most important thing is the flavour profile. The flavour from any Monarchy product I get, I'm always very impressed with. But with this particular one, the Minimal, I really like it. Feels a little bit more condensed, which it will be because it's a smaller version of the Crown. The Crown's a bit wider. So even though that's really condensed as well and the flavour's amazing, but with this, it is much smaller. It's in the title. It's a Minimal version of this. So a smaller version, flavour's just singing, more space in there for the capacity for the e-liquid, which is a bonus, and it still performs just as good, if not better, than the Crown. So, very impressed with this. The quality, like if you've never owned a Monarchy product, when you do get it, you feel the quality of the product. That's just my opinion of my experiences using Monarchy products. And I love the fact that they've got the little crown on top as well, as you can see. So of course they are customizable. We've known this with Monarchy products, but they're all customizable, which is great. So definitely a bonus there. But flavour wise, great, easy to build on, and I've had no issues with it whatsoever. Beautifully finished off. I just love the front there with that design, that detail, as you can see. It's absolutely stunning, and it's nice and clean all round. So obviously nice and clean, as you have seen. Sorry if it's blurry, but you're very nice, clean and shiny, and I think it looks really good in the Borat. In terms of the rating, what would I give it for the build quality? You guys know what it's going to be. It's for the build quality and the flavour profile, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, just the quality and the performance of this thing, spot on. So big shout out to Jacek. Thank you very much for supporting the channel and providing content for the channel and everything that you do for the vape community. Much appreciated, brother. And also, you guys watching from home, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support. It means a lot to me. Please do hit the like button and also subscribe. It helps me with staying within the algorithm and keeping the channel going. But until next time, guys, I'll see you again. All the best. Have a good one.